but just admit it. Listen to this. I found this. Tim Gross-Close, he has a book called Left Turns, How the Liberal Media Bias in America. He did a study, he found that media bias adds 8 to 10 percentage points for the Democrat in any given political race. Now think about how close this election season has been. Think about where Mitt Romney's come from being an impossible candidate to getting closer, and now he's leading. Today, Frank Luntz told Fox News he's dropped Florida off the swing state list because it's gone to Romney. Think about that swing. Now think about if we had a media that actually reported the news instead of making the news. How far ahead would Mitt Romney be in the polls if that were the case? All we want is information. I care who you vote for in the respect that I don't want Barack Obama to be my president anymore. But I don't care who you vote for in the respect of your freedom to make your own choices, to make your own decisions. That goes across the board for everyone. It's the wonderful thing about America. What I don't want is for you to make decisions that are based on lies, misinformation, and complete bias. Give us the news, not what you wish was the news. The media talks about fair share all day long, about what is fair for who has more. Fair share, fair share. But what is fair about the share that they give in the media to the truth? To conservatives like you and me, to Republicans, to people who just want to get an alternative message out. What is fair about the share that they give? It's not fair. All we're asking is that the media step up and be honest about who they are. We're tired of being lied to. I know a lot of people said when those jobs numbers came out, right? And miraculously, the unemployment's dropped to below 8% just 2 months before the election. Oh, don't mention to anyone that California never reported their numbers. Oops.
My bad.
One of the most populated state in the union, with the most problems, with the highest unemployment. Well, they didn't report their numbers though. But so good, oh, great, wow, under 8%. Now, a lot of lefty pundits, I'm thinking about Roland Martin now on CNN, were upset with some people like me. Well, they say, you know, Kira, look at you. Here's some good news and all you can do is complain. The jobs are finally coming back, we're finally in a recovery, and yet you only have bad things to say. You're like losers, it's like you want America to lose. And my response is, I don't have a problem, obviously, with people becoming more prosperous. What I don't like is when good people are lied to. And Americans are good people. Not every American is a good person. Right, Evan? But America is a good country and has done a lot of good in this world. And yet if you listen to the media, we're the cause of all the problems in this world. But we're not. We're the bastion of freedom in this world. This is where good people come to be better.
Right.
And that's all we want. We don't need the media to be fighting our battles for us. We don't need the media to be making our decisions for us, but somehow they are. And so this is my challenge to the people who are wondering, what are we doing out here? What are those crazy people doing? Think for yourselves. Don't turn on it's lazy. Don't turn on the evening news. Hear what, who even does the evening news anymore? I don't even turn on the evening news.
Scott Kelly.
Hear what or Brian Williams says, and then say, oh look, I'm informed. Do your own research. It's such a hard sell though, right? It's a hard sell. It's so much easier to just be a headline reader. Read the headlines of the New York Times and say, oh look at this evil Republican. Well, New York Times said they're evil. It's so easy to turn on a debate and hear Candy Crowley, interject on behalf of Obama, and tell Romney, oh, well, actually, you're wrong, and then just walk away from that and be done. Well, my suspicions were confirmed. Candy Crowley told me Romney was lying right there in the middle of the debate. And then, 30 minutes later, she's backtracking and retracting. Actually, Mitt Romney was right. But it's too late. The lazy people have already got their headline. And so it's a hard sell. It's why freedom is such a hard sell. It's why freedom is such a slow burn. It's easier to ask people to make decisions for you. Now, in the end, it's not easier. We know that. It brings pain and destruction and real unfairness. But in the short term, it's easier to sit back and ask people to think for you and make the decisions for you. It's harder to look somebody in the face and tell you that your life will be better when you're productive, when you're doing your due diligence. Your life will be better when you're working towards a goal. Your life will be filled with problems and failures. Your life will also be filled with solutions and rewards and victories. But they all go hand in hand. It's a hard sell. And that's the issue, right? It doesn't sell in the media. Because media is entertainment and they're going to do what sells. And you know what? As a black conservative, I get accused of being a sellout probably every day. Matter of fact, I'm just fielding messages on my Twitter timeline right now. Oh, you effing sellout. That's the tolerance for you. It's just every day, it just kind of comes with the territory. But you know what? I'm not going to sell my soul for money or what's easy. I haven't sold out. I'm sold on America. The media has sold out, quite literally, and that's what we're here today to remind people of and to fight against. And the fight doesn't end here. I mean, I hate to tell you guys, but your work's just starting. It doesn't matter who wins next month, your work's just starting. But it is good work. This is a good country and you are good people. And it's time our media start treating us like that.
Two things that I'm going to bring up the next speaker. One is there is a reason that virtually none of us here knows of a single person who grew up to become a liberal. Does anybody know anybody who grew up to become, who was not liberal when they were growing up, who then, as they got smarter, as they got more knowledge, as they got more experience, said, you know what, conservatism's wrong, I'm going to become a liberal? Virtually every one of us knows dozens of people, including myself, who grew up liberal, started out liberal, and became conservatives as we became smarter. Nobody grows up to become a liberal, because it's an infantile notion. You either never grow up and stay liberal, or you grow up and become a conservative. As to... If Kira had said it, you'd applaud. Jeez, what do you have over them, Kira? But yes, she is. Wasn't always true. She said she's prettier. I used to be pretty. I used to be Scott Baio pretty. But I want to talk about Newsweek magazine, because that was one of the first things that really struck me too, which is when Newsweek reported that our troops had flushed the Koran down the toilet at Guantanamo Bay. Now, first of all, once again, diametrically opposed to the truth. It never happened, and in fact, our troops put gloves on their hands before they touched the Koran so as not to offend the easily and always offended Muslims. No people have ever in the history of the world treated combatants that they had captured as good and great as we treat those people at Guantanamo Bay. Diametrically opposed to the truth. But here's the thing. They claim that we flushed a Koran down a toilet. Not only did it not happen, it couldn't possibly have happened. And Newsweek would have known. It's one of the first things you learn. You can't fit a square peg in a round hole. So not only was it a lie, and by the way, Newsweek ultimately was forced to admit it was a lie. There's no question any longer that they outright lied about it. But it was a lie that was diametrically opposed to the truth, always to the benefit of the evil and against the good. I'm honored to bring up the next speaker for this evening, and I'm a little nervous because it's a name that I'm going to have difficulty pronouncing, so please forgive me. Nasreen Mohammadi?
Yes.
Mohammadi, I can do that. Mohammadi. Nasreen Mohammadi is an Iranian-born political and human rights activist. She has a bachelor's degree in both literature and journalism, who is currently working on her master's in journalism. She started her activities in human rights when she was a student in Iran in the late 1990s. Wow.
Yeah.
After the Iranian student movement demonstration in 1999, she went to Germany, and in 2004 came to the United States, which she now feels like is her home. Nasreen has recently completed a book. Well, that's funny, I have too. She recently completed a book based on her late brother Akbar's prison diary called Ideas and Lashes, about his imprisonment for human rights causes in Iran, which is about to be published. She continues to work for these causes using her numerous government and human rights official contacts in Europe and the United States. And if these people over here think that somehow their rights have been infringed upon, listen to this woman's story.